Look, when you're hot, and Jacob Elordi is just that. After starring as Elvis in Priscilla, as Felix in Saltburn and Nate in Euphoria. Now he plays a prisoner of war hero turned surgeon in a harrowing tale of survival and complicated love, based on the acclaimed novel by Richard Flanagan. I spoke to Jacob and his co-star Thomas Weatherall about the narrow road to the deep north.
You a gambling man?
Occasionally, yeah. 10 shillings, you make it through the entire year of life.
This is an epic tale, gentlemen. It's a great story. Well done. Tell us about Dorigo, because he had quite the life.
Oh man, it's a tough question. Richard Flanagan wrote such a sort of deep and richly detailed character. The sort of duality of him, the darkness and the light, is sort of what makes him sort of so juicy as a performer to sort of sink your teeth into.
And as an actor, you can really
yeah, there's a person there, you know, it's not just a one-dimensional. Sometimes in these war stories, what can happen is you have this cliched kind of hero who comes in and saves the day and saves the men. But the wonderful thing about him is that he's a deeply flawed human being.
And Tom, Frank was a role you really went after. You wanted this badly.
Yeah, my poor agent, I'm surprised she still talks to me. It was very clear. I remember the day it was announced that the show was being made, Jacob had signed on, and Justin and Sean were attached. I emailed my agent that morning and I went, I've read this book, there's one character I can be seen for. Like, I'll do whatever it takes, but definitely a bit of a dream come true.
You are here for a great mission, for a great cause, to serve the Emperor.
It was important for you guys to bond, so you went to Tassie for a while.
Yeah, Tommy and I were lucky enough to go to Tassie, and we climbed a mountain and drank whiskey from a flask at the top, and went to the pub where Richard is, you know, a certified local hero. So people just start bringing whiskey out, and you know, as soon as Richard walks in, it was the first, you know, everyone just
here you go, drink this.
It was Aussie as.
What did you put yourself through physically to prepare for this?
I mean, we all went through sort of great measures. I had to shoot the beginning of the show. I had to shoot at sort of like a reasonable weight, and then we all had 6 weeks together where we had sort of nutritionists and trainers, and I won't bore you with the details, but we
not much fun.
Yeah, not a lot of fun, but honestly, there was this kind of profound beauty that came out of the moment. We accelerated into a deeper love than would be possible if you were just making a film together, because you started to care for the bodies that were around you in a really profound way, because you were all experiencing the same kind of suffering, which is not even, you couldn't even compare it to what we were trying to represent, to the men that actually suffered it, but it was sort of the closest thing that we could do to make it as true as possible.
Stop this now!
Dorigo is a great feather in your cap. When you're hot, you're hot. Elvis, Felix and Saltburn. Wuthering Heights with Margot.
Yeah, we just wrapped up Wuthering Heights last Thursday on the moors, and it's a truly epic romance. I'm incredibly proud of it, and I can't wait for people to see it.
Does it feel like you've got a tiger by the tail at the moment? I mean, things are landing in your lap, it would seem.
Do you know, it feels much the same as it always does. You know, that's kind of like life. I'm incredibly grateful and excited to be able to play sort of these characters that mean something to me. I'm in a pretty privileged position.
How do you think this is going to resonate around the world?
My hope is that it's pertinent and that it's important, because it's a universal story.
Very good. Well done, gentlemen. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
We all left part of ourselves in that jungle. Memory is the only true justice.
Beautifully shot, isn't it? Another quality Australian production. The Narrow Road to the Deep North, out on Prime Video next Friday. Pop it on the list.
Such an important story, that the sacrifices that were made, the
goodness.
hardships they experienced in prisoner of war camps.
Unbelievable.
It was shocking, just terrible.
Just terrible.
Good reminder though. Yeah.
Very good.
And a really nice interview too.
Yeah, he's a lovely actor.